Live from the Outpost Studios in Columbus, Ohio, you're listening to All Natural Being with Brian Brawdy. Brought to you by IPMNation.com. Get ready for the gong heard round the world.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is not a drill.
All Natural Being. Warning, All Natural Being with Brian Brawdy is designed to shake your sense of self to the core.
It's full contact psychology with an empowering twist, a philosophical loofah for your soul.
For those of you not ready or comfortable releasing your inner superhuman, listener discretion is advised.
Here's your host,
Brian Brawdy.
Good evening. Once again, welcome. You'd think after doing a show just 30 minutes ago, I'd get all this nailed, right? We'd have it down pat. But welcome nonetheless, and thank you for stopping by. What is it? Oh, the 396th episode of the number one rated show here on IPMNation.com. You're into All Natural Being and the aforesaid gong heard round the world just moments ago. Broadcast as it happens, thanks to our good friends at Telestream's Wirecast. Broadcast as it happens right here live from the Transitional Radio uplink here, the beautiful suburb of Columbus, Ohio, directly to IPMNation.com and Facebook, right? And over on the allnaturalbeing.com as well. And of course, our Brian Brawdy app, where we broadcast like just about everybody else on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, YouTube, and Twitter as well. Greetings wherever you are here. If you don't mind me looking away, just to make sure I can get over in the feed. Greetings wherever you are here in the garden of the mortals, the labyrinth of life itself, the ups and downs, the lefts, the rights, the pivots, the swerves, the flukes, the whims, the sheer havoc of the synchronicity and serendipity of it all. Blind alleys and cul-de-sacs, well, we got those. Never a dead end, though, unless you ultimately decide to tap out, because that's the meaning of life, right? You call the shots. You put your heart's highest priority top of the list. Always calling on your true wit, wisdom, and really the wallop of your inner whisper. Not some watered-down version of you. Who said you have to take a tepid approach to life? You get to run this reality any way you see fit. And we know you're here to out-brutal the brutal that is the cut and shuffle that fate can deal you on a daily basis, and to bring your own bold once and for all. You know, I'm a big fan of that. The counterpunch is coming. You and I are just ready to square our shoulders and do whatever it takes to win. Quick hello to my friends here in the United States and Canada, Mexico, UK, those in Ecuador, China, the Philippines, Brazil, India, Australia, Germany, Italy, and France, Nigeria, Turkey, Japan, Singapore, Thailand, Israel, Sweden, Belgium, South Africa, Egypt, Kenya, and Puerto Rico, the Netherlands, Iran, Colombia, Greece, Ireland, Argentina, Peru, Austria, Poland, to those joining us from all over the globe, including my friends here on WeChat from China. It's great to have you with us, and I truly am fired up to be driving your bandwagon, to be your virtual hitchhiker if you're on the go. And that's what I love about riding shotgun with you, is that we get to hang out. So what do you say? What are we waiting for? Here's your opportunity to mortal up amongst friends, family, good company. It's time to love the way you think. It's time to be your all-natural being. It's time for you to bring your grit to the relentless, and it is certainly relentless grip of life. So what do you say? Let's go kick in some doors. And so much to talk about today. We put it into the feed earlier that we'll be talking about the cognitive bodyguard. I want to do that for certain. We're going to be doing the what would you call it? A trailer. But what I thought would be pretty cool is maybe we'll just go ahead and do a live version of the trailer. Right? So if that's something that's cool with you, let's go ahead and we'll get into the feed, and then you'll tell me what you think of it, and maybe we'll do it here in a little bit. Let me say good evening to Kathy. Good evening to Marcellus. Kathy, thank you so much. Hello to you as well. Marcellus, hello. Lee is watching. Lee, thank you very much, and for all your help today. What's up, Lee? Thank you very much. Wayne, hello to you as well. Kathy, Jenny, thank you so very much. Hi to you as well. Thank you for joining us here at All Natural Being. And I got to tell you, Sunday nights we do a little show over on IPM Nation called Sneak Speak. And this evening, Allison was on from Dumb and Busted, and I had the time. It's just a blast. She's a very funny person. I don't know if she started out as a comedian, but you can just tell from her laugh and kind of her vision as to what's going on in life. You can just tell she's a really funny person, and I had an absolute blast hanging out with her and Matt Connerton talking about Dumb and Busted. And they tell me, and Jenny, you're here in the feed, if you could put up for me so that we know, it airs Monday nights 10 p.m. Eastern, I think, if I remember correctly, on IPM Nation. It was an absolute blast. So if Allison's listening, if Matt's listening, if anyone that happened to be over on the show came over and is listening to this show, thank you so very much. It truly was a pleasure learning about Dumb and Busted. And it might be a show you just want to take in, if you want to laugh, if you want to think, yeah, man, some of those criminals are not the sharpest knife in the drawer. That might absolutely be a show you want to see. All right, so here's what I thought we would do. I worked a little bit with Lee today from Sales Copy Academy. As you know, I call it therapy, right? Whenever I want and I go, oh man, I'm working on this thought. What do you think? Can you give me a little bit? It's like bumper pool. Can you bring me some bumpers, right? Can you bring me those things that I can ricochet around? Jenny says, Dumb and Busted, Mondays, 10 p.m. Eastern, and they have the Dumb and Busted podcast. Also, they have the Dumb and Busted page here over on Facebook, so if you get a chance to swing by and say hello to them, I think you're going to really enjoy the show. But as I started to say, that one of the things that I love about being able to hang out with Lee is just kind of his sense of going, whoa, okay, all right, great. Let's put some parameters around this. I think I said in the feed, he brings all the delicacy of a jackhammer on full speed. But I just absolutely love it. So maybe what we would do in an attempt to prelim, if you will, given a worldwide premiere here on Facebook, a worldwide premiere of what Cognitive Bodyguard is going to be all about. It's like what fell out of my mind, if you will, after all these years of fighting the brain tumor and the after effects and blah, 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 right, all that. When it was over, I was left with trying to realize what was it I was going to do? What was it that I was going to do to try to give back? I'm very, very lucky to have survived all of it to be honest with you, with any sense of humor, right? With any sense of just any of it. So I wanted and was looking to find something that I could do to give back that would be worthy of everything that had happened to me. So that's a little bit of the Cognitive Bodyguard. Let me say hello to Jamie. Jamie, nice to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. And Ted Philhart as well. Ted, thank you for joining us here at All Natural Being. It's nice to see you, brother. Hope everything is well with you. So also, I want to go ahead and open up the phone lines. Don't forget, it's toll-free, 833-MINDUPS, MINDUPS. Just like push-ups or sit-ups, pull-ups. And as a friend of mine reminded me the other day, yes, those could be the overnight diapers for the kids that just haven't potty trained themselves yet. If that's what you think of pull-ups, I never really thought of that, but you could use that as well. 833-MINDUPS, or of course, 833-646-3877. 833-646-3877 if you want to give me a holler. We can do that. Lee says, subtle as a jackhammer. I appreciate the compliment, brother, as I knew you would, right? As I knew you would. And that's, if anyone could say anything to me, he goes, oh, Brian's as delicate as a machete. Well, you just got to look at that and say, well, thank you very much. It was meant as a compliment, so I'm glad that you took it that way. All right, so why don't we do this? Before we take a call, Before we jump in, or even here in the thread, if there's something that you've been thinking about, something you want to talk about, jump here in the thread, let me know. And in answer to one of the questions that I had the other day about it, yes, we tend to watch the thread here in Facebook because right now it's just me, but we're working to be able to pull up Brother Wallman. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining us here on All Natural Being. I have to tell you, I saw a picture of you, I think in Antarctica. I would love to have you call into the show sometime, have you as a guest even on the show, and tell us, what the hell were you doing in Antarctica? That would just be great. I love the picture. And you didn't look all that cold to me, brother. I got to be honest with you. But I'd love to know all about the adventure. So if you get a chance sometime, we should book you as a guest, or most certainly have you call in at the very least and give us a little bit of an idea of your adventure. All right, so if there's anything else you want to kick it around here in the thread, just go. But what I thought I would do is give you an idea tonight of Cognitive Bodyguard and then have you help me a little in terms of saying, yeah, I dig that. No, I don't dig that. Yeah, I think it'll work. No, I don't think it will work. And since I promised the trailer, hello to you as well. Since I promised the trailer, then maybe what we'll do is just go ahead and do it live and you give me an idea of what you think. Now, some of it you may have heard before, but this will be for the people coming to Cognitive Bodyguard that have never seen anything, all right, about what we do here. So just keep that in mind as you listen to it and you go, oh yeah, well that makes sense, or it doesn't make sense. And then let me know here in the thread what you think. Here we go, the live trailer for Cognitive Bodyguard. If you're like many of us, there's a voice in the back of your mind that keeps reminding you that there's got to be more to life than this. It just can't be such a constant struggle, such an endless battle. Now, that voice probably started out soft and even unsure of itself, but over time, it became louder, more insistent, more desperate in its taunting. It's downright debilitating at times, isn't it? If you know what I'm talking about. But why should happiness, connection, and success be for damn near everybody but you? Really? Why keep telling yourself the same worn-out story? That it's okay for others to be authentic, to be special, to thrive. But for me, well, I'm here to barely survive. I must have missed the talented and exceptional boat. So now I'm stuck, marooned in my own unique brand of mental mundane, destined to be disappointed. Aren't you sick and tired of feeling that way? Of being weighed down by a set of beliefs that no longer fit, that trap you into tolerating your pain, that convince you that you are somehow damaged or defective, that tell you to keep settling for less than your utmost? Now, maybe you've spent too many years tolerating loneliness, tolerating unhappiness and boredom. Maybe you're tapping out and giving in to the stifling sense of blah that surrounds and suffocates your day. Or maybe, just maybe, you're done not feeling like you're good enough to be happy. My mission is to make certain that your days of personal doom and gloom are over once and for all, end of discussion. And I don't care what your critics say, which way the crowd wants you to go, where the backwaters of your very own mind incessantly pull you. And with me as your cognitive bodyguard, neither will you. Believe me, there is a much better way. Because here in the Garden of the Mortals, the labyrinth of life itself, the roller coaster of it all, teeming with the ups and downs, the lefts and rights, the pivots, the swerves, the flukes and whims, blind alleys and cul-de-sacs, the sublime, the truly sublime havoc of synchronicity and serendipity. It all swirls to support you. The universe really does have your back. And it all begins with redefining your reality, unpacking your personal potential, and saying damn straight to the true you. We're here to make you happen, to put your heart's highest priority front and center in your life, to bring your mind back where it belongs, to return your sense of self to top shelf status. Because you deserve to love the way you think, to be thrilled with your life, and to compose your unique sonata in the grand symphony of life. You and I are about to make that your reality. So there you go. I was going to have something thrown together really good. Is this as good as it gets? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I know the question. So, but there you go. As promised, there is the pilot or the trailer for Cognitive Bodyguard. Let's hop here in the thread. Brother Wellman says, freezing my tuchus off. I know, but you didn't look cold, brother. You look like you were dressed just for it. Just do it already. Damn. Thank you, Lee, very much. Chris, nice to see you. Thank you for joining us. Marcellus, thank you so very much. I super appreciate it. So any critique that you might give, again, I thank Lee for helping me today, put a little bit around it, and just, it's always nice when you come up with some stuff and you think, oh, I think I'll talk about this. And then you have someone go, no, let's not talk about that. And you go, how about this? No. We wouldn't do that. Or, yeah, run with that, or do this, or do that. So I really am thankful to Lee Rowley from Sales Copy Academy for all of his time. Thank you so very much. John, good evening. Let me say hello to you as well. Thank you for joining us here at All Natural Being. We just did the trailer, if you will, of Cognitive Bodyguard, because how I view it is a close-in protection specialist for the very philosophies that run your soul. Right? Because it's not just a cognitive bodyguard to keep the committee at bay. What if some of the thoughts, what if some of the feelings, what if some of the thinking, some of the words you hear, you're the impetus of those things. Maybe you need a cognitive bodyguard, or at least the mindset of a cognitive bodyguard, to block yourself from those same defeating type of thoughts. Right? You might get them externally from the outside, but you might also have them when you look in the mirror. And that's the essence, to be a close-in personal protection specialist for your own cognition, for your very mind. And that's what was born out of this concept of Cognitive Bodyguard. So we'll be building it here. It's not going to take away from everything that we do at Mortal Up here and also on All Natural Being, but it'll be another service that we get together and get to offer. Now, there's some other news coming up later this week with Lee Rowley and Copy That Speaks. We'll be talking about some other things that we'll be doing as well. Lee says, you are most welcome. Well done, my friend. Thank you very much. I super appreciate that. And again, any other critique, anything that you think of, because here's what I felt, is I was sitting down to kind of like put together my thoughts of some of this. There are times where I'm my own worst enemy, where it's my own thoughts that turn against myself, and I tolerate settling. I tolerate having a tepid mindset or a tepid lifestyle. So as I said, it was really something that I was just kind of thinking and pointing towards myself, right? Because if anyone needs the cognitive bodyguard, it would be me. It would be that individual that goes, yeah, you know what? Sometimes I do surrender. I do give in to that. And out of that was born the whole process of the cognitive bodyguard. All right, enough for that. Anything else that you can suggest or that you'd like to see added or taken away, please drop me a note, leave me a message here in the thread, or of course, message me over on Facebook if you like, or leave me a tweet over on Twitter. That'd be good. Also, a little bit of news this evening, about 81 to win. We're full steam ahead. I think we're at 59, maybe 60 days, somewhere around in there. The Guinness World Record for the longest call-in radio talk show ever. Looking forward to that. Of course, I'll be celebrating St. Patrick's Day. My goal is to celebrate with a new world record, so I'm looking forward to that as well. So if you have some other ideas, and we've been getting a ton of them in, what I'm also going to be doing is reaching out. Someone asked me today, oh, have you really talked to this person? Have you really talked to that person? What I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out to some of the top names, and have already started reaching out to some of the top names in social media that were instrumental in my recovery. You know, the books that I read, the Audible books that I listened to while I was recovering, some of the things that I did, you know, not just the hydrogen, not just the BioPro, not just the water, not just the meditation and the working out, all the rest of that, but some of the philosophies that I studied, some of the different things, as I say in the books, in the Audible books that I read and listened to. I'll be reaching out and have reached out to a bunch of the different authors to have them call in, because just like our 24-hour one, our successful 24-hour, right, marathon, think about it. I was 1/4 of the way there with that 24-hour show. Outside of that 24-hour marathon, one of the things that I took away is that I wanted it to be something that would be educational. If you granted me humbly, if you said, yeah, I'll go hang with Brian for a little bit, help him do what we have to get him the record, I wanted to make sure it was information that you really enjoyed, something that you loved, something that you could take away from that 24-hour episode. So we're going to do the same thing with 81 to Win. Lee says, when does the book come out? You have to have a book. Thank you, my friend. I don't have one yet, but that's something I would love to sit down and figure out how to start a book. But here's the thing, I've often thought that if I were going to write a book, the book would simply be full of blank pages, right? Because ultimately, any book that you can write on the human condition would be a book about you, and if it were worthwhile at all, you fill in those pages. But I get what you're saying, Lee, and believe me, if I do it, it will be with your help, brother. That is for certain. So back quickly to 81 to Win. I want to get these people, right? All kinds of my friends will be calling in, and it'll be great to hang out with them. But I also wanted to make certain that it was a cool experience. So, reaching out to Gary Vaynerchuk, reaching out to Dave Asprey, reaching out to, there was just all kinds of people that I'm reaching out to say, hey, look, would you like to come in, help me get the record, but also give us a little bit, give us a little bit of what you're thinking about. Ryan Holiday and just the huge, well, he's written a book called The Stoic. He talks about the Stoic way of life and this and that. And it's always been a huge philosophy of mine, but reading his books were absolutely helpful in my recovery process. And I'll also have some people from the health and wellness world that will be coming in and talking to us about things that you can do to bolster your own immune system, right? So I want to have some guests that talk about physiologically bolstering your immune system. And I want to talk to some guests that also have a say in what it takes to bolster your philosophical immune system. But bottom line through all of that is that I want to make sure that if you give me your time, and it's valuable. Thank you for everyone for hanging out tonight, especially with football. I'm told football is still going on. I don't get a chance to see much of it. I'm told football is still going on. Thank you for joining me tonight. But what I'm looking at in the 81 to Win is to make sure that if you grant me some of your attention, if you bring me some of your time within that 81 hours, that you can walk away, click away, however you do it, saying, you know what, that was really beneficial to me. That's really something that I'm able to take and apply in my daily life. That's something that's important, and I hope we're able to do that in the 81 to Win. All right, don't forget 833-MIND-UPS. It's toll-free, 833-MIND-UPS, 833-646-3877. Add the E2 lady to the list. Greer, can't remember her first name. The E2. I don't know, but that's exactly, here's what I'm hoping, Lee, for everyone here in the thread. They might go, add this person to the list, add that person to the list. I'm hoping to have a good number of the people that called in the beginning for the 24-hour marathon, which we did so successfully. I'm hoping to have those people call back. We had karaoke. We're going to be hanging upside down in one of those inversion chairs. As you know, one of the things that you can do to help stay awake for an extended period of time is you can exercise. So we're going to have a rowing machine. We're going to have a bicycle on a wind trainer. We're going to have different things that we're able to do to help me stay awake for those 81 hours. And I have to tell you, it's like breathing a sigh of relief, because everyone was like, hey, are you sure your shunt? Are you certain your shunt can take 81 hours? Are you certain this little ball of joy, right? Can you see it? Maybe if I hold it up against my shirt, this little ball of joy is going to allow you, hard to believe, right? This little ball of joy is going to allow you to last for 81 hours. And it's great now to have that out of me, because I don't have to worry about it. And I have to tell you, today, shoveling the snow, first time I've had a chance to shovel the snow in probably 2-3 years, something like that. Pam Grout, she wrote E2. All right, let's take a quick call. That would be on line number 2. Good evening. Welcome to All Natural Being. Who is this? Good evening. Welcome to All Natural Being.
Hello, Dwayne there?
I'm sorry? Oh, hello? Oh, man, you got to love that. Someone actually calling that number, asking for Dwayne. I think he said Dwayne. Maybe he said Wayne. Maybe Wayne, that might be someone that was calling for you in the studio. Oh, my first crank call. I should have said something. I didn't know, right? You never know who's going to call. Pam Grout, she wrote E2. All right. Well, then I also have to make sure that I read that book, right? Because I've got a long list of the books that I've read and studied over the last 3 years, Lee, so we will add her to the list as well. Wasn't listening closely. Thought he said almond joy instead of this little ball. Thought he said almond joy. You're hungry, brother. That's what it is. It happens to me, right? What did you say? Oh, someone said taxi cab, and I said, oh, I thought you said chocolate-covered truffles, right? It happens. Don't worry about it, David. I absolutely know where you are, right? Somebody said, well, every time someone says anything that sounds like cannoli, I automatically think, oh, they said cannoli, so I get that. I get that. Oh, and that's another interesting point I should probably mention for our 81 to win. We're going to be doing it with some pretty cool stuff. There'll be some local restaurants, some local diners that are bringing in different things, but most of it will be the health foods, some of the potions, some of the different things that I've done. Everything that I blend obviously is going to go, because it's nice and quiet. I'm going to be blending it right on set. I don't got time to be leaving to make myself a drink. So blender, buffer, going to be nice and quiet. I'll be able to blend everything right here, not making all kinds of racket. So I'll have that going on as well. So the 81, not to mention the fact you can come, you can hang out, you can bring us. I got sleeping bags, I got thermarests, I got cots, I've got some spare beds, I've got this. You can hang right here in the studio if you're so inclined, and I think we're going to have a blast doing it. So if you can think of anything else you would like added to the list for 81 to win, that would be great. Okay, also, oh, man, I wish I had thought of something else to say to that caller. That would have been good. Also, I want to thank Matt Connerton from IPMNation.com with everything that he's doing to help get us ready for that show. And it's going to go by. The time is going to go by like that. Also, we're very excited. Here's a new thing to talk to you about. We have some bumper stickers coming. I don't want to tell you what's on them, but I think you're absolutely going to dig them, designed by one of my favorite people in the world. And we're going to have some bumper stickers. So what we'll probably do is if you call in during the 81 to win, then we'll go ahead and get you out a bumper sticker. So wait till you see those. We're very excited about that. And we've started down the path. I know people have been asking me about the All Natural Being t-shirts. You'll be able to pick between All Natural Being and Mortal Up, and we'll think of a way of doing that as well. Maybe that's for the people that call in during the 81 to win. But we'll have t-shirts, we'll have bumper stickers. And in the interim, don't forget, as I promised, yes, I did. So here you go. For the people sharing the show, there's the prayer bowl that goes out each and every time we get a share. I should pay more attention to that. I'm sorry I don't do that during our little hangout here. I wish I had the ability. But here's the other thing. We're going to be working. I've been talking to Wayne about it. We're going to be working to have the second phone line. We already have the beefed up internet and everything else in. So we're going to be working very closely with our good friends at Telestream's Wirecast and also with Wayne Noel to make certain that we have the technology in terms of the internet coming in. So we'll be able to deal with that and make sure that, it's not, we don't have any other hiccups like we did during the 24 hours. I should also mention Derek Noel Fitness, DNF, damn near flawless, as I like to think of it. Can't wait to buy my shirts. Jenny, that is so nice, but you will not be buying them. I also have a couple coming in the mail to you, one for Matt, and we'll talk about that, but you should have them by middle of the week. I am hoping that will be the case. And then also for everyone else listening, you'll get to pick between, your Mortal Up t-shirt, or maybe this really cool bumper sticker that's coming, or maybe an All Natural Being t-shirt. You'll get to pick. Now, I've also gotten some people voting on, they want Fate's Nemesis. So maybe what we'll do is we'll have just a little bit of a checklist, and we'll go, okay, do you want Fate's Nemesis? Do you want All Natural Being? Do you want Mortal Up? What is the t-shirt that you would like? And then we'll go ahead and make sure that that works as well. All right, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you, everybody, for joining us this evening. Like I said, I know I'm told it's football playoffs, so there's all kinds of things you could be doing. I think The Walking Dead took a break. I don't think they're on anymore on Sunday nights, but absolutely aware that there's all kinds of places that you could be hanging out. It truly is an honor to contemplate hanging out with you, right? That you said, no, I've got a few minutes that I can give to hang out over with the insanity that is Brian. We can talk about what it's going to take to Mortal Up, and I very super appreciate it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Oh, you know what? Wayne, I don't know if Wayne posted. I'm not certain if Thinking Re-Envisioned is coming up here in just a few seconds. But on the off chance that it is, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you all so very much for joining me. We'll be back tomorrow night. Don't forget Derek Noel Fitness. Derek will be with me tomorrow talking about some of the things that I need to focus on before the big day. All right, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you so very much again for joining us here at All Natural Being. I've had a blast. See you soon.